Hello everyone, this is Yarn Realm and today we're going to make Derpy from Kpop Demon Hunters. Things that we will need is scissors. This yarn is stitch markers and needles. You need some felt, some yellow and some red, maybe orange if you want orange, and black for the mouth, as well as white for the teeth. 3 different types of blue. This one is called Clear Blue from Loops and Threads, Impeccable Yarn, Blue Haze, Blue Moon, the off-white yarn for the little details also, an H hook or 5.0 millimeter. All of these yarns are 4-weight yarn, and we're gonna start off with the clear blue. And the first thing we will do is the head. We're gonna be doing the magic circle. We're going to be crocheting 6 into the magic circle. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Close the circle. Increase into each of the 6 stitches. Crochet 2 into each stitch. So 1, 2, and we should end up with 12 stitches at the end of the round. So 3, 4, 11, and 12. You can place a small stitch marker and the last stitch that we created so we can remember our place. And we're going to increase by single crocheting 1 into the next stitch and increase into the next after that. So 2 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 and 2. Repeat that all the way around and we'll end up with 18 stitches. So 1 single crochet and increase, 1 and 2. So 1, and the very last stitch that has the stitch marker should end up with 2 stitches, which is the increase. So 1 and 2. After this, we're gonna go up to 24 stitches by 3 single crochet, so 1 into each of the 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and then 3. Then we are going to increase 3 times. So put 2 single crochets into each of the next 3 stitches. I'll show you. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. So right now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 single crochet into each of the 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 3 increases. 1, 2. This is my third increase. 1 and 2. 1 single crochet for the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, yeah, and 3. By the end of this round, we should have 24 stitches. And now we're going to the 5th round. We are going to do 3 single crochet and an increase. So 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then we increase into the 4th stitch, and we're going to do that all the way around to the end, and we should end up with 30 stitches on this 5th round. And the last stitch should be an increase. Boop. We are on the 6th round now, and we are going to increase again. So single crochet 1 into the 4 stitches, and then an increase into the 5th stitch. And we're going to do that all the way around. So 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 increase into the next stitch. 5 and 6. At the end of the round, we're still doing the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last stitch is still going to be an increase. 1, 2. On the 6th round, we end up with 36 stitches, and we're going to start round 7 now. We're going to do 5 single crochets and 1 increase. 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the increase, 6 and 7. Do this all the way around, and we should end up with 42 stitches. I'm close to the end of the round. 4, 5, and then 2 into the last stitch where the stitch marker is, which is 6 and 7. And after this, we're going to do 42 single crochets for 6 more rounds. Go around 6 more times, and I'll see you at the end. On the last round, which is the 13th round of the 42 stitches, after this we're going to be doing the decreases, and I'm going to check if I actually have the 13th round with you just to make sure. This is the one that we increased in with the last red stitch or stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. On the 14th round, we're going to decrease. So 5 single crochets and then decrease into the 6th single crochet and do that all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. You could do an invisible decrease or any other type of decrease. I'm going to be doing the invisible, which is you go into the front loops and pull through both. That's the decrease. And just keep going around until the end. I'm going to show you one more time. 1 single crochet into 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and decrease in the last 2 stitches. Boop. Round 15, we're going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then decrease into the next stitches. So this, and repeat that all the way around. I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to do 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then a decrease into the last 2 stitches, which at the end of the row is going to be where the stitch marker is. Boop. We'll end up with 30 stitches by the end of this 15th round. Now we're going to do round 16. We're going to decrease again. We're going to do 3 single crochets, which means 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease. And we're going to do this all the way around. I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to single crochet 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then the last 2 stitches should be a decrease, and we should end up with 24 stitches by the end of this round. Now we are on round 17. We're gonna do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then a decrease. I will show you again. We're going to do 2 single crochets, and the last stitches should be a decrease. And we end up with 18 stitches of the 17th round. For round 18, we're going to do 18 increases into the front loops. And this is going to be for the body. So increasing into each of the 18 stitches, so 1 and 2. Into the next stitch is also 2 stitches, or 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Remember to do this in the front loops all the way around, and we should end up with 36 stitches by the end of round 18. So this is how it should look like. I still have a couple more to go. This is the only time I'm going to do this. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch of the round, and then we're going to do 36 single crochets for the next 4 rounds. Single crochet into that same stitch where we slip stitch. I finished round 22 and we ended up with 36 stitches. Round 23, we're going to put 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then do a decrease. We're going to do this all the way around to the end of the round. I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease or an invisible decrease. At the end of round 23, we should end up with 30 stitches. Round 24, we're going to do 30 single crochets. So 1 single crochet into each of the stitches all the way around, and we should still end up with 30 stitches. I finished round 24, and on round 25 we will do 3 single crochets and decrease. So 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and then do a decrease. Do this to the end of the round. I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then a decrease. And the last 2 stitches should be a decrease. And we end up with 24 stitches by the end of this round. For rounds 26 and 27, we are going to do single crochets all the way around. So we end up with 24 stitches as well. I'm at the end of round 27. So in round 28, we are going to do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, and a decrease. Do this to the end of the round. I will show you one more time. We're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then a decrease, and the last 2 stitches should be a decrease. Round 28, we ended up with 18 stitches. I stuffed it in, and now we're going to do round 29. We're going to do 1 single crochet, and then a decrease. Do this all the way around to the end of the round. I'm at the end of round 29, and you do the 1 single crochet, and the decrease should be the last 2 stitches. On round 30, we do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of this round, round 30, we end up with 12 stitches. You can take out your stitch marker, whatever you have, and slip stitch into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and add a little bit more stuffing, and just cut the yarn and sew this shut by putting the needle in the front loops only through all the way around. Weave in the end, and we're done with the head and body. And this is how the body looks like. Now we're going to do the hands, or the paws. We're going to do the front part of the paw. I have some scrap yarn here. It's like an off-white. You can use white or anything else you have. we do the magic circle, 6 single crochets into the circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shut the circle. On the second round, we increase in each stitch. One and 2. By the end of this second round, we end up with 12 stitches. On round 3, do 1 single crochet, and an increase in the next stitch. One and 2. Repeat that pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, then an increase. We end up with 18 stitches by the end of this third round. For rounds 4 and 5, we will do 18 single crochets, and we will still end up with 18 stitches by the end of rounds 4 and 5. I'm on the last stitches of round 5. On the last stitch, we're going to leave the 2 loops open. We're not going to finish the full single crochet like this, but we're going to leave the 2 loops open and change the color back to the color of the body, which is the clear blue. Just grab that and finish off the single crochet. For round 6 and 7, we're going to do 18 single crochets. So 1 single crochet into each of the 18 stitches. And we can crochet over the yarn ends, the yarn tails. You can cut the white yarn once you reach close to the end of the color change, anywhere you'd like, and just use the remaining yarn as stuffing in there. Hide it inside. After finishing round 7, we're going to start decreasing. To do this, we do 1 single crochet and a decrease. Repeat this pattern to the end of the round. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Do 1 single crochet, then 1 decrease. At the end of the round of the last 2 stitches, it should be a decrease. And we end up with 12 stitches. Next we will do 12 single crochets for 3 more rounds, which is 1 single crochet into each of the 12 stitches, and we will do that for 3 more rounds. I finished round 11 and we ended up with 12 stitches by the end of the round. Now in round 12, we will do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. Then repeat this pattern to the end of the round. I'll show you one more time. We do 1 single crochet, then 1 decrease. And by the end of this round, we end up with 9 single crochets. We slip stitch into the next stitch. Pull up a loop long enough so you can sew this onto the body. You need to make 2 front paws. Cut it and add stuffing. Now we would do the back paws. Do the magic circle. Single crochet 6 into the circle. And do this with the off-white yarn. Close the circle. On round 2, we will do 1 single crochet and then an increase. Do this to the end of the round and we will end up with 9 single crochet. On round 3, do 2 single crochets, 1, then 2, then an increase. Repeat this to the end. I'll show it one more time. Do 2 single crochets, so 1 and 2, then an increase, 3 and 4. And by the end of this round, we end up with 12 single crochets. Change the color to clear blue or any color that you have, as long as it's the same color as the body, and do 4 rounds of 12 single crochets. That means 1 single crochet into each of the 12 stitches for 4 more rounds. After finishing round 7, we'll slip stitch into the next stitch and pull up the loop and cut the yarn long enough to sew onto the amigurumi. And we make 2 of these. For the tail, we're gonna use Blue Moon, which is this. Do the magic circle. Where's my crochet hook? And single crochet 6 into the circle. Pull the tail to close the circle. Next we do 6 increases. That will be 2 single crochets in each of the 6 stitches. And we end up with 12 single crochets by the end of this second round. For round 3, do 2 single crochets, 1, then 2, then an increase, 3 and 4. Repeat this pattern to the end. Show you one more time. 1, 2 single crochets, then an increase. By the end of this round, we end up with 16 stitches. Now we do 16 single crochets for rounds 4 and 5. I'm at the end of round 5. And now we can just cut the yarn and go back to the body color, which is the clear blue that I have. Then do 15 single crochets for 3 more rounds. I finished round 8 and now we're doing round 9. Do 2 single crochets, then a decrease. I will show you one more time. Do 2 single crochets, then a decrease, and the last 2 stitches will be a decrease at the end of the round. That's the end of round 9. Rounds 10 to 13, we will do 12 single crochets, which is 1 single crochet into each of the 12 stitches for 4 more rounds. On round 14, we do 1 single crochet, then 1 decrease, and repeat that pattern. Again, we do 1 single crochet, then 1 decrease, and at the end of the round, the last 2 stitches should be the decrease, and we end up with 8 single crochets. For rounds 15 and 16, we would do 8 single crochet, and by the end of the round, we slip stitch into the next stitch, pull up a loop and cut the yarn as long as you can for sewing. Don't forget to stuff it, and there is their tail. To make the ears, we're going to use the darker blue color, make a magic circle, and single crochet 5 into the circle. Close the circle, 1 single crochet, and an increase. Repeat this to the end, and we should end up with 7 stitches. 1 single crochet, an increase, and we end up with 7 single crochets by the end of this second round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do the same pattern, the 1 single crochet and 1 stitch, and an increase in the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3, which is the increase. And the last stitch is the 1 single crochet, and we end up with 10 single crochets by the end of this third round. The fourth round, we do 10 single crochets. 1, 2, meaning we do 1 single crochet in each of the 10 stitches. 3, 9, and 10. Slip stitch into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and cut. Make 2 ears and sew them onto the head. Now we will start assembling. What I like to do is put the tail on first, having the tail facing downwards. And don't sew it onto where we did the magic circle. We're going to sew it on the second round. And that should be the placement. Now this is what you get to do on your own, customize. You can have him sitting up when we put on the legs and arms, or laying down. I'm going to do the laying down one and just see where I'm going to place it. Anywhere I think it looks nice to put the front legs. Actually, I'm gonna make it go up front. That would look cute. Squish this. You can do it any way you want to customize it to how you like it. Oh, okay. I'm going to do it this way. So that's how it looks like so far if it was sitting. Or laying down on its stomach. Now we just put in the 2 feet next to the tail. If you want also, you can put it in the front and it'll look like it's sitting. Put the stuffing in the feet and then start sewing it onto the body. Now all I have to do is the eyes. We put eyes in the front, his smile, ears, and the details. Now we do the details by using the blue moon, the same as we use as the tip of the tail. Go through the head to the other side. We're gonna do 2 on the head and 2 on the back. That's 1. After this one, we go down close to the neck. Either place is fine. Just make it a little bit longer. You could cut it if you want to make it easier for you, but I'm just gonna go straight to the back. And make it the same length as the one on the head. And the last one would be smaller than the one on the head. Once we bring that back up, we could just tie this one together. As much as you want, tie it up so it stays secure and doesn't get pulled out. Snip this yarn off and pull it in. So now we would go to the light blue, which is blue haze, to do the rest of the details. We're going to put this through here, go into the same spot, and put this to the spot until it goes between the dark blue. There you go. The next one. There you go, there's the second one. And we're gonna come back out and tie this into a knot, and we're done with this one.